Hi there. I am hoping that I've gone live and that you can see me. I'm not sure if this is coming through the thread or not. If you can see this, please comment in. I am just going to try this and see how we go to see if it comes up. I'll just tap in on my iPad to check if I can see it through there. New ways of using technology can be a little bit challenging to start with, so we'll just see how we go. Hoping it's coming through, or I might need to try something else. Okay, looks like we've got one coming through. Can you hear me, whoever's there? A couple are in. Oh, okay, that's a good sign. Can you comment just so I can know that you're there, or give me a thumbs up or something? Just so I know if I should start. I just wanted to check who is in on the live. If you're there, can you just comment and let me know your name? Would be awesome. There's one thumbs up. Thank you. If you can comment, would be really, really helpful. Oh, 2 thumbs up. All right. I feel like we might be working here. Okay. Trying this a new way. So we're going to see how this flows. We had a very full couple of days at Leadership and Diamond Day and evening and day events. If you have any particular questions of things that you want to ask, please go ahead. I'm going to try and keep this done by 8:30 so you can all jump out of here and go be inspired and get some notes down and head off to bed. So to give you a little quick insight, thank you for those who've made the time to come in. My notes from these days are quite extensive. If you have a look in here, you can see this is the slides, and this is, so they're all inserted with the notes from the day in there. So it transitions you through everything. What is this one that we're looking at? This is talking all about the loyalty rewards and those sort of things. So let me get started and run you through a couple of things. Now, I'm going to jump from Diamond Day and I'm going to start at Leadership. And so Leadership started on the 20th. And the very first thing, and you already would have seen a whole lot of this information, is about empowered success. And you're probably thinking, I've heard a lot about this. I've seen it flashing up. Can you see that come through there? All those brochures. So it's all of these brochures. And this was actually founded and put to us and brought to us by the Goddards. So we're quite fortunate that they pushed through doTERRA and rallied that this be rolled out. And essentially what it is it's a really step-by-step phase on how you can start to share and build and grow your business, and just starts also with the customer who just wants to live and enjoy the oils. Now, we do have some forms of this, but nothing like the detail that we've got it in now. So I do have a copy of some of these, and they've rolled out the events. Now, if you have not registered and you want to go along to one, book. It's $20 from what I could see in Brisbane, and you're going to get given the flyers, and you're going to be taught it from the blue and presidential diamonds. So the first one's sold out very quickly. So if you want to go, please do it very quickly. So this is the Live Guide to give you a little rundown, and you can see all the way through. It's just going to be a very helpful way to talk you through all of the oils and how you might actually use them. It's broken down, all of them. It's got the wellness consult built into this, so that's very, very handy, and has all like creating a wellness plan. It is really, really cool. So it's going to go through all of those levels, and then it'll roll on over to Share. And Share, we have, is broken down how you can share an experience, how you can write up your host your classes, who you might want to invite, your share story. So we know about having our stories is so important, being able to experience them for ourselves. But also remember, one of the best things, I'm trying to think which book I learnt it from, but one of the key books that I really liked, I think it's How to Be a Starfish, not a selfish. That book there talks about using experiences. It even talks a lot about using other people's experiences, because people like to hear not only yours, but other people's. So because obviously you're a promoter of them, you're using the oils and you're having beautiful experiences all the time, but they want to know what's helped for others. So I like to always intermix. And because I don't have as strong experience with Digest-Sen or some of the other oils that other people I know have, so that makes it really important. So those are what those guides are. And then the last one is the build guide. Now the build guide, I'm definitely going to do this. I'm going to sit down and do this myself, like go through and start as if I, I'm launching essentially. And I'll walk through, and it talks about pipes. If you are not familiar with pipes, get very familiar with pipes. This is our fundamentals on how we build, how we share. So we prepare, we invite, we present, we enroll, we support. The critical part about this, where you need to spend most amount of your time here, this is the money-making, rain-making activity, IPE, invite, present, enroll. You can spend all the time doing professional development, reading all the books you want, but it's not going to help if you don't do these things. And you can spend all the time supporting your team and doing all those things, but it's not going to help unless you do these things in here, okay? So that's really key. It breaks down our levels. So it tells you all the levels. Now, I remember when I was ranking up, I hit elite, and then I knew that I was going to premier. Now, somebody had told me how to go premier, so I knew what I needed to do. Like I needed 2 legs, and I needed over a volume of 5,000. But then I didn't know how to go silver. I had no idea. So I literally just Googled it. That's how I found out what I needed, how to go silver. So this here spells it out and tells you what you need and what sort of volume and where it is. And it also gives you an idea of the income that you get at each of those levels. So that's pretty key. Power of 3 is also mentioned. We are trying to give a little bit more focus and attention into that, especially with the wholesale customer. Now we can use that a little bit better. And then steps through these. So I'm giving you a really quick flick through to see that. I will be sitting down when I catch up with some of my new builders and do this alongside them. Pull out my diary, start booking in dates, start working out what I'm going to do my next classes, blocking in a month in advance. All these really key things. I would also say every day just manifesting and putting it out there, what you want to do. So the other key ones is this is our Nature Solutions. What I'm trying to find out is if this is actually going to overtake and surpass the current enrollment guides that we have, our pliers that we currently use. So you can see this is based on Nature Solutions. So we have all the products in there. Rolls out to the kits. Look at all those kits, all right? And breaks it down into, well, also goes to the price list, but how it changes lives, because there's a really fundamental part around the Healing Hands project as well. And then our price list is all in there. And then the enrollment forms, the 2 types that we have. It's the wholesale customer and the wellness advocate. I am at this point advocating strongly for the wholesale customer. I believe that there's a lot of potential there that we can use. And if you haven't used that yet and you're unsure and you want some more info, reach out. I'm happy to talk you through it. There is also a New Zealand copy of that too. So that's a quick rundown of those guides. They are quite flimsy. The material, I don't mind them. Like, they're fine. And they're not like you can't see through them. I'm just saying they're a lot lighter in weight compared to the other brochures, which may be a good thing if you're posting them off. All right. Now, if you're in my team, just while we're on that, what I am using a lot of is the trifold brochures. If you have not been sent a copy of a trifold brochure, it's something that you can have in your handbag. You can carry it with you. It's just like this big. It's so tiny. Like, you can have that, and anytime you sample someone, you've got it there to go. It tells somebody how to self-enroll themselves. So if you happen to hand out one of your you have one on you, your little samples, and you just give it to them, you can hand that to them at the same time. So super handy. Reach out to me if you would like a copy of that, because it's going to make it much, much easier. Now, this has just gone off, so let me pull it back on so I can go through. So with the Empowered Success, they're going to be available to download. So you'll be able to email it to people or download it. You'll also be able to purchase it as a single or in a pack of 10. Rolling through quickly, the yoga oils are coming out, rolling out. The dates I wasn't given on it. I haven't checked if they're actually on our back office. Yes, but that's so exciting. So those yoga oils, oh, look, they're sitting here right now, except I know one's not going to be in because I keep it in my wallet at the moment. So these yoga oils, you know, this is such an adorable kit, and you do not need to be a yoga instructor to use this. And I just think that they can do so many things for you on a special emotional and spiritual level that can tap into where your needs are at for the day by just smelling which one you might really, really need. They have got slight name changes, and we did get a little bit more insight about why name changes happen. So it's usually got to do with, Dave Sterling said he hates it when they've got to change the name of product when they move them to another country, because we know that, for instance, in the States they call it Breathe, and in Australia we call it Easier. And you think about our compliance, the TGA, and there's a lot of talk about that. It does come back to that. It comes back to the fact that they're trying not to make claims on certain things that items can do and fly under the radar, so they're not picked up for making claims on things that they're not yet approved to do. They are in the process of getting approval. So in the near future, we can expect that we'll be able to say a hell of a lot more than we currently can. So that's why, one reason why they would change the name of it. So rather than being Breathe, which actually suggests what it might do, it's Easier. The second is because of potential copyright laws or patents that might already exist against names in the country that they were operating in. So I did notice that a couple of the yoga oils have got different name changes on them. This one's really small right here for me to read, but it wasn't Arise, it was Ascend. Ascend is what it's called, Affirm and Anchor. So rather than Align, that's what they've called it. So obviously there's a reason behind it. There's the new skincare kits. We've got 3 kits. One is the full skincare kit, the Essentials kit. You might have seen me have that out before. If you have a look on the page, I have done a quick video on that before. And then the daily skincare routine. The difference between those two, well, it's actually a lot. The full essential kit has in it like a skin tightening serum, like a can I read it all? The invigorating scrub. It has in it the like toner, to actually get the control of different tonage across your face. I'm not even using the right names because I can't quite see the name of it. Brightening serum and the eye cream on there. So it has those plus your facial cleanser plus the toner and the others that you would find in there. Eye cream I am so in love with. And then there's also the anti-aging kit, which is going to give you the eye cream in it, the facial cleanser, and that. Now, what I have been doing, I have been switching between my Barrage, which I've loved and loved and loved for ages, and that I'm tending to use at night. And this one, the Essentials kit, I'm using during the day, particularly first thing in the morning, because it's got this beautiful peppermint in it. It really wakes you up and invigorates. And I like to do that. And I just like to keep the simplicity of Barrage at night because it's that toner just spritz. It's so much easier. So that's how I'm using it. And I use the eye cream in both. They gave us dates for 2019. So who's going to rank up? Who's going to go and get some enrollments happening? The best trip I ever did by far was definitely my trip to Fiji, the incentive trip. And it was just a beautiful experience. We didn't kick back in a resort and do nothing. It was really about a whole lot of connections and also getting out into the village and doing a lot of work there. It was just so hard to explain. And doTERRA was so generous to us. We came back with oodles and oodles of different gifts that they had just laid on us throughout the whole experience. The one thing that I won't forget is we went into a small village that had no electricity. And, you know, a lot of people don't know that Fiji is a third world country. And doTERRA donated a huge check to them of thousands of dollars, and which was going to really make a big impact to them. And we also put together little school kits, and for all the little kids there, like it was little pencils and things like that. We actually bought them ourselves and we put them together and wrote little notes and sent it away for them. And some of them, you know, got to meet them there and there. But one of the key things is in this when we did the ceremony, and then we got to stand up, and with the whole village, we were like in this little hut, ceremonial hut, and we were just like dancing together, and the energy was just lifting up through that room. So if you can get yourselves on an incentive trip, it is going to change your life. You can qualify, which is one way, and that's when I went, that I did. You can qualify by the number of enrollments you do between now and the 31st of October, and they have different levels of qualification. So don't be afraid. You might not go, I'm a huge enroller. There's still ability to pull yourself through that, because you know, they have, like, I can't remember what all the different point system are. They'll put it up soon, but there is opportunity there. You don't have to be in the top like 5 or top 10 in Australia, New Zealand. They'll still go down a fair way, and then you can also buy in if you want to. So that's the incentive trip, is to Vietnam. They said we're going to be doing races throughout the city, and I can just imagine all the different sorts of things that we'd be doing in Vietnam. There will definitely probably be a community project in there, I imagine, and it's February 18th to 22nd. They had the US leadership retreat, which is just interesting to know if you watch other people in the US. The Australia-New Zealand convention is in Sydney, March 16 to 18. Put that in your diaries, March 16 to 18 in Sydney. Oh, not March, May. That's really important, May, because it's usually in March. So May 16 to 18. Ooh, it'll be a little bit chillier. But anyway, leadership retreat will be back on the Gold Coast, July 25 to 27. And yeah, and then there's a co-impact sourcing trip, which is going to be to Guatemala, November 17 to 24. And they give the invites out first to diamonds, and then if they don't feel them, they filter the invites through to the diamonds, through to their teams. So keep your eyes peeled. I will let you know if that come about. Dave Sterling spoke about a couple of things in you know, through his talk. I'm just going to skip through to see if I can pick up the real key things, because we've only got a little bit left. Please comment if you've got any questions. So what they're saying is that his main message is that our new generations seek meaning in life. They want to know that they're making a difference, and that's a lot of reason why we're quite different. He also said that, you know, doTERRA's never going to be publicly listed, and they're not going to allow control of the company by any other parties. And they're putting together a system that it will well outlive ourselves and well outlive their executives. And they're going to have this beautiful foundation. They're a debt-free company, which is very, very rare. So, you know, he really pressed down to educate one person at a time, share via your personal experiences. He expressed how he could get frankincense from Kenya, from lush green area Kenya, and it would be much easier for them. But it doesn't have the medicinal purpose for what frankincense for. So they push through all, you know, issues that they have to overcome, and they go and source it from Somalia. And what a beautiful difference they can make in Somalia. We still get things out of Kenya, such as geranium. He talked about the beginnings of doTERRA. I'm going to skip through some of these things. So the integrative healthcare clinics is one of the key things. That's one of the big things that they're changing. They're building one of them. So it's going to have their chiros, the allied health professionals, and there'll be, you know, your general practitioners, and there's also going to be a full essential oil opportunity there to learn and use that alongside traditional medicine. This is already running, and currently it's the doTERRA employees that are benefiting from that. But in 18 to 20 months from now, they expect they're going to have 15 to 20 going on. So that's huge. We are in 40 countries, 23 developing countries. They spoke a lot about the Days for Girls and Operation Underground. I won't go into that because we've got so much, but a quick snapshot. Operation Underground is probably one of the key things I really love the most, and that's where they really help go in and save children from desperate situations where they are, you know, subject to child slavery and sex trafficking, which is just awful. And they have partnered with Operation Underground because that's what they have their expertise in. And Dave Sterling actually went on a sting mission with them, and they had reported that they have saved in the last 2 years 549 victims, which is huge, and 243 arrests of the people behind these horrible crimes. So when they go in, they make sure that they have a recovery centre also set up. So they're setting up a beautiful recovery centre alongside the Rafah Centre in Haiti at the moment. Culture is their number one priority, and making sure they're doing that in the best way they can. So Jonathan Coons, he's the Vice President of Australia, Asia Pacific. He showed our graph of growth. So if you want to have a quick look, compared to other multi-level companies, it is, can you see that? Gives you a bit of an idea. So it's very steady and continuously growing. A lot of other companies have one product and they just want to sell that one product, and they barely have any good retention that goes on with their customers. So people have such a great experience with doTERRA, so they want to stay and they want to keep going. Natalie Goddard spoke about because the Empowered Success is hers. And she did say those who are saying they're in preparation, or if those who are in support, she calls them the thumb suckers. I'm just here. I'm just going to do more professional development, or I'm just going to do lots more support calls. That's just thumb sucking. It's not actually doing the key work that we need to do to make it happen. Duplication is key to help your builders. So there's going to be a whole lot of videos that support all of those materials to show you how to go along. I think I'll have to do a separate thing on Empowered Success because I am just running out of time here already. So that's day one. Diamonds broke out at the end of that, and we got Natalie Goddard to run us through all of those details. So we think of this whole Empowered Success as a funnel, and that we can just run through each step and it'll help guide you along the way. You don't have to make up everything from the beginning. Let's flip to Dr. Martha Nessler. That was a breakout session. She's a blue diamond from New Zealand. She's actually American. And she spoke about how to unstuck yourself. How to kick your own butt was actually what she wanted to call it. And there was something that she said, because she studied science. She's like, your thoughts actually grow into part of your body, which I never really realized before. So your deep thoughts become amino acids in your cells. So you become your thoughts, literally. And she has a beautiful way to manifest, and that is she has, the same old thinking is going to keep the same old action. So if you really want to move things, you want to really shake things up, you want to start writing down things, and you want to write down the world is, and then have a sentence, whatever the world is to you. And then you write down I am, and then have all these things listed. I am powerful. I am joy, I am happy, I am passionate, I'm excited, I am magnetic, I am fun, all these things. And then she says, like, to get up and actually move into it, like squat and do it, or you want to squat and kick, which is what I saw another leader today doing. And you just repeat this over and over a couple of times, and that's how you should start your day. That's how you should get up and just move forward. So, and finish it off with whatever rank you want to be, or finish it off with whatever goal you're working towards. Remember, all these things duplicate into whatever you want in life. So just move it through to what you're working on. And I'm committed to, and then you can say whatever it might be that you're committed to doing. So call each other on it, and you can always have an accountability buddy. So I'll flick through here to see if there's anything else really cool to let you know. Really about mastering the belief within yourself. So you can have an oil that goes along with it. So we actually rubbed an oil into our hands, breathed that in, and then did the action. We stood up and we did it, and we drive it into ourselves from doing that. So I'm trying to have a look. They spoke about if you're doing Diamond Club. Now, she did Diamond Club alongside her team doing Diamond Club, which I think is a brilliant idea. I can't do Diamond Club again, so that might be something that I will consider doing so that we do this together. It's not just a one person doing it by themselves. Okay, so Paul Ovens, he spoke about the wholesale customer. Why is there a wholesale customer and what's the difference between them? So this is a very unique opportunity that we now can tap into, and you have the flexibility. A wholesale customer is identical to a wellness advocate in terms of what they get. They still get the discounted price. They still get the product of the month. They still can earn the 10% off up to 30% back in points. They still get the shipping back in points. All of those things stay exactly the same for them. The only difference is they can't earn commission. And I know that some people love the idea that you can bring somebody on and help let them experience and enjoy those oils for 90 days and then get ready to launch them if they want to. So get ready to set them up so they can have those experiences and background behind them and move forward. If you have somebody coming out at bull at a gates and they really want to do it, then I wouldn't suggest you stop them. I would try and work with them, and it's just about keeping them energized throughout and moving them through. So there's quite a few slides in the wholesale customer. So everybody on here, I can't see who's here, so you're going to have to post up your name in the comments so I can actually know, and I will send you these slides because I can see your likes, but I can't actually see the names of anyone at the moment. So make sure you put your name, comment for me below, and I will send them to you. Really breaks it down. You probably, sorry to bore you a little bit, but this is the whole rundown of how you go. Now, let's talk quickly about social media. So this was with Tracy and Joe, previously known as Sister Mixing. They have now changed their name to Additive Free Lifestyle. They are blue diamonds within doTERRA and grew exceptionally fast. And they spoke about one of the key things is to create an avatar. So this is something I will be doing, and they have an avatar who they write to. So whenever they produce a piece of material, they produced a post, they think they're writing to their avatar. And their avatar or their dream customer, that's essentially who it is. Who's your dream customer? Narrow that right down. Theirs is Alice. She's 38 years old. She's mum. She's busy. She's working. She has a healthy side to her and has the Thermomix. Okay, so that was key in the early days. Now they've created a new version, and she's Alice 2.0. She's still 38 years old, which is interesting because it's a couple of years later. She's a busy working mum trying to live a bit healthier. She wants to learn more about living an additive-free lifestyle. So everything is written to Alice. So they work out what time Alice is online, so you can actually do polls within your groups to find out when people are online to find out their suited time, or you can check it out in your insights. There's a section you can find in your insights. Definitely use a picture of yourself. Do not use pictures of just oils blanketly is their suggestion. I might have been guilty of this at times too. So if you just use the standard typical doTERRA pictures, you need to change that over because you're doing a really great job of selling the brand of doTERRA, but not yourself. You need to sell yourself a little bit more because that's what people are buying into. They're going to get you. The consistency was critical, and I know this is a word that I love to use with everyone all the time, consistency. So they need to be on there daily, and they do say they'll have little time out on the weekend, and they'll have our autoresponders for their messages and things like that, but they'll keep posting when they're on holidays and things like that. And if they are going to be online, make sure they show up and deliver is the main one. They always make sure no comment ever gets left behind. So they always respond, but they set boundaries and they try and be real and keep it authentic. So even though they're additive free, sometimes they post up pictures of them with eating ice cream and things like that. And it doesn't need to be perfect. You just need to get out and do it. So that's it. The next best slide, and I think I have to do a separate thing on this as well, in particular, is LRP and presentation, Alison Bartolo. This was amazing because she started Diamond Club in 2017. She only got 2 people on LRP in her first month, but by the end of her last month, she had 40 people on LRP. So out of 31 enrollments, she had 2 in February, and 56 in May, she had 40. So that's huge. So, she thinks about making sure that she gives people the option. She's had experience where she hasn't told people about it and been cranky at her later because they missed out on opportunities. So it can show you what are the benefits and what you can actually get back. Her baseline orders with just getting the product, the free product of the month, nothing else extra, not the 200 PV or anything like that. She worked out that you would actually save $637.87 off 1 year. $637.87 from placing the 125 PV order just to get your free product. That's huge. I think what's most exciting about this is, and you got to also remember back, that doesn't take into the fact if you're getting 30% back on points, that's 636 point value. Yes. So what I thought just on this, while we're talking about points, when I'm helping people place the BOGOs, I never, ever place those orders on my own account. Yes, I will pick up 30% in points if I did do that, but I don't, because it doesn't serve anybody else very well. And honestly, I have enough points. So I'm going to be around in this for a very long time. I have enough product that's going to keep me going. I prefer to put it out, and we find usually brand new accounts is where I look for, and that's where they're placed. So there's no unfair disadvantage across anybody who's ordering. We're all sort of much on the same level field. So she also would put down what does the point value, so over that 125 PV, because over the year, you'll get 10% points back, bare minimum. So what does the bare minimum 366 point value look like? So it's $544.50. So what she's saying, on top of having the 125 product value free, your points, plus you've got the free product, those combined, so one will give you $637 worth of free products and goods, and the other will give you $544 worth of redeemable points. That's over $1,182. So incredibly generous. So, and you can earn money as well as just points. So it's so good and a great way to start thinking about what you can swap out of your shop and teaching people. Always at classes, make sure you mention the lifelong vitality and how that's impacted you, the energy you get out of it. I saw Charlotte post a post today, which is gorgeous. Maybe it was the other day, but I just picked it up today about lifelong vitality and the energy. It does give you superb energy. One of the key reasons, the first thing that I noticed for me was that also uplifts mood. It really helps you when things are getting all a bit too tough. It's so awesome. But you'll find people from all walks of life for all different reasons are using this and having great success. So the fundamental thing is, if there's something going wrong in anyone's life, you usually start with lifelong vitality. You're going to help fix them up for sure. Okay, so her number one tip was never ever say LRP. Use monthly order was her words, or I have heard others say loyalty rewards. So because it confuses people, let them know that it's completely optional. They can start and stop at any time. And you can choose exactly what you want, and you get to choose when your order's shipped. And the commitment is only one thing a month. So let them know that. So it could be a toothpaste, it could be a lip balm or anything like that. So, and what the first thing is, so once, this is the line that she actually uses, she says, so once you have a doTERRA account, there's something a bit special you can take part in. It's good wording, isn't it? Because the main thing is right there, fear of missing out, FOMO. You don't want to miss out on something special, do you? So that's what she says. She has a breakdown and shows people the point value, which is in the slides you can see. Now, everyone knows that at Woolies, if you shop there, that they're going to give you $10 back, every 2 months or something like that, for 2,000 points. The difference is, it's actually laughable. No, it's ridiculous. The difference is, and I'll show you this, if you haven't seen this slide before, doTERRA will actually give you back $544 compared to their $10. So I have thought before, maybe the bar of soap might be a little bit more expensive than your usual. I hope you can see that, but you'll get these slides anyway. The full notes written out. But really, that's huge difference, isn't it? And yeah, I'd set up a price list. It talks about making, having a loyalty rewards club and getting people to join in that and having a promo each month. So I think that was probably the key ones. I'm rolling through the last bits. We had a panel. We had a couple of people talk about unique experiences. I posted up a couple of videos on them. There was a panel with Dave Sterling, Jonathan Coons, and Adam Berry. Adam Berry is the CEO. So I've popped them up. So you've seen them. And I think that's probably the key things, guys. I really hope that you've got something out of that tonight. It's giving you a little breakdown. I'll get into the Diamond Day. So Diamond Day, what they did is Adam didn't focus around StrengthsFinder. We were all given this book. All the diamonds were given this book, The Happiness Advantage. And when you go to Diamond Day, it's actually quite an intimate group. So it's really neat. You're really there face-to-face with all the guys. Like, it was really cool because Jonathan Coons came up after his speech and tapped me and just said, hi. You know, you kind of feel like you're just one in this crowd, but actually they remember who you are. And I think probably the thing that really highlighted that is when I saw the Hall of Fame, and then you're like this lifestyle giant version of yourself. I haven't posted. I think I might have put one little small thing up somewhere. I was kind of really overwhelmed by it, but I'm sure you've seen tons of other people's pop theirs up. I should put one up. But it's kind of surreal, but they know who you are and they're taking notice of what you do. And that's probably another thing to remember. You're role modeling all the time. People are watching what you're doing. People are learning from you. Even when I was at the convention, like, I don't know if you guys know, I went to get coffee at the coffee cart. I was like, do these coffee people need some peppermint because they're bloody slow sometimes? But anyway, I also thought they could do with a little lift me up. So I grabbed this, and I don't know if you know these little vials. What you actually have to do is you've got to tap on the bottom of that to get it out. I did not learn that. Jessie taught me that when I was in Fiji. So if you hold it there and then you just tap, then a quarter of a drop will come out into your hand. You can do this, but it doesn't always come out. So it's kind of a little bit more shaky to do that as well. Rub that together. So I did that with the coffee people and shared it with them. So, you know, and then I had another person, doTERRA person, come up to me and go, I did not know that you tap it on the bottom. People are always watching you, always role modeling. So keep that in mind and see what you can do. Adam Berry's thing about this happiness advantage is it's more about your thoughts, making sure that you're happy, doing physical exercise, because if you do those things, it's shown that you'll have a cleaner house and that your overall flow will be much more effective. Having a spirit of gratitude. So you can raise your endorphins by 27% by just thinking of your favorite, what was I saying, your favorite movie. It's meant to be written on here. I said moving. I'll fix that up before I send it to anyone. Favorite movie. And infuse yourself with positivity. Okay. Block exercise and meditate was a couple of the other recommendations. Jonathan Coons gave us a big rundown of retention rates. So doTERRA's got a 70% retention rate compared to 15% of, like, say, Herbalife or Avon or, you know, the other big guns in the, the multi-level marketing world. And Dave Sterling and the founders have always decided never ever to join the multi-level marketing associations because they really don't see themselves as the same. They are noted as being the most generous, and a lot of people just cannot believe it. And other people who come into the organization who've been part of other multi-level marketings also are amazed at the support and the encouragement that the community has within. So they're saying that it's just a beautiful community within, and there's not all these egos that are competing heavily against each other, which is a really cool thing. There's a lot of co-sharing happening across the board. What's that note there? So trying to have a look. It says here that a person who goes on LRP for their second month is got a 3 times better retention rate. So that's pretty cool. Focus on LRP, power of 3, and the loyalty rewards. It gave some examples of how many points you would actually get over a year in that. But I think Alison Bartello does a really beautiful job of that as well. LLV has shown to have a 29% higher retention rate for those who have LLV in their LRP order. And it did some suggestions of what you could put with it because it's 60 PV. And the average months until first enrollment, usually it says it would take, say, 5 months for an Australian to do their first enrollment. New Zealand could be 4.7 months. In the US, it's a lot longer, seven months. The most popular kit is always the Home Essentials still. And who's receiving the empowerment bonus? A lot of people are missing out on the empowerment bonus already. That is huge. It's around $200, and I've seen it at $290, nearly $300. It peaks in around $260, around that amount, which is really significant amount extra you could pick up each month, and it's for premiers and silvers. You just need to enroll one person during the month, so that's so cool. 58% of Australian diamonds participated in Diamond Club. And when the Diamond Club started in Australia, it's when Australia really first started taking off. So I think that's kind of it. We did a bit of a SWOT analysis on ourselves, and can I flick through this to see what else there is? Really spoke about being a storyteller, because that's one of the key things, to be able to share messages. And Natalie Goddard did a thing. What's your vision for the future? What's your belief system? So where are you at? What do you believe? She's got a One Path mentoring, which you can jump into once a month. So just if you want to participate in that, you don't know how to, let me know. I'll tap you into it. What's working in 2018? We had a few leaders quickly jump up, so I'll tell you this quickly. Tara Bliss said she's now going to focus on wholesale customers. She had a big chat to Ange Peters at the presidential diamond trip to Italy, and that's going to be her first choice, and that she's removed Wellness Advocate off all of her listings. PJ and Ura are blue diamonds, and they're working on Project 54. Project 54 is about what is going to make them presidential diamonds. So it's about the number of elites and that they need to go to that level. So you could have a project 3, could be about making 3 elites to go silver. You could have a project, I don't know what it could be, 2. I don't know. It could be anything you want. It could be 2x2, project 2x2, which would be 2 premiers, 2 executives each, and then you can get your team excited about what that might mean. And they said once they put that together, they really could imagine what was happening in this Project 54, and they're all excited by it. They're doing a 10 by, no, that's not them. That's a different one I've jumped to. So they're working on their areas that are weaker and helping with the duplication on the second and third tiers of their organisation. So, and helping those legs to get their oils for free. So, and they use the phrase again from Ange Peters, talking about who would like to come dance with them. So, Vanessa, Jean, and Paul Ovens shared a little bit more about Project 54, because PJ and Ura are under them, and how you can make that Project 12 if it was you going for a diamond, because that's what you need, 12 elites. And they said that their new thing is to focus on 10, 10, 10 texting, focus on 3 things. So by 10 a.m. every day, list the doTERRA relevant activity that they're going to do. And by 10 p.m. every night, they check back in to let them know, so that each of their key people that are in their organisation will actually come through and state that. So I think that's really cool. And yeah, so that just gives them a whole lot of vision. It is for all their leaders, and they're not enforcing it, but obviously those who are doing it are really creating magic. Some might drop back and say they're only going to do it weekly, but they're not probably going to create as much miracles as what the others are. And it doesn't have to be long. They're doing it via Voxer. If you've not got Voxer, get Voxer. Link in with me because that's my new way to communicate. I am loving it. It's like a walkie-talkie, and I don't have to sit there and try and text. I can actually Voxer and do something else at the same time. So one of my team told me today they were Voxering and parking the car. Probably not the safest thing to do, but, you know, that's the point, that you can sort of Voxer really quickly. It's much easier than texting or calling and quick short messages. So they also said keep it simple, inviting, presenting, help people get started, become so much more of an intentional active. And then when they just talk to somebody, just to focus on, let's just focus on one class, 2 people can invite. So just monthly check-in, you know, just make it simple depending on where the person's at. Jessie is all about lead with the oils and the opportunity at the same time. She's just enrolled like 13 people this month, and I think she said 10 of them she got to order the Empower kit with it. I'm losing all my words because we're changing over. Empowered kit with it. So that's pretty cool. And she's about to do a 1-day training that she's flying all these new builders in for, because she's going for double presidential. So that's so awesome. And yeah, and then she talks about the oils and the healing hands and how she can support them and being in person training. And yeah, so that's that. That's about it. I think that's enough for tonight, but I hope you've got something out of that. I'm going to end stream here. If you've been on and you have nowhere to comment, so you can't tell me that you've been here and you want me to send you the notes, I will give you code word peppermint. And if you send that to me on a message, I'll send you all my notes. All right. Ciao for now. Enjoy your evening, and I look forward to chatting with you again soon.